Just a friendly reminder that the opinions expressed on this show are not worth a Canadian penny, so disregard anything you hear that might get anyone in trouble. And despite some of the great ideas you may hear, don't try them at home. Go to a friend's house instead.
It's time to get a gun. That's what I've been thinking. Well, I could afford one. And if I did just a little less drinking, time to put something between me and the sun. When the talking is over, it's time to get a gun.
Hey everybody, welcome to Slamfire Radio for episode 369 for August 27th, 2020. I'm one of your hosts, Kelly.
I'm Adriel.
And I'm Random Dave. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, welcome to 1986, everybody.
I am so well, not 96, man. I'm gonna go put on my 80s music after the show.
Are you?
Oh, totally.
Yeah, totally.
80s music for the win.
I will not. I was not.
Music.
I was a child in the 80s.
I wasn't allowed to listen to 80s music in the 80s because my dad was of the belief that it was not country music and it was anywhere past about 1976. It was garbage. So, you know, anything that was not related to that was crap. So I wasn't allowed to listen to it at the time. But in the 2000s, I started listening to 80s music again. And I'm like, this stuff is awesome.
Awesome.
It's so good. People make fun of the
Some of-
80s. But
some of
the
it's
music was
okay.
so
Yeah.
good.
Some of it's okay.
Yeah.
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 Stuff
pretty
that
good.
survived is good.
It's okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's not talk about 80s music or anything anymore. Let's talk about guns. You good with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
guess.
what we did in guns this week is brought to you by the Calgary Shooting Center. It's Canada's premier firearms retailer. They have the Henry firearms are all on sale at 22 meg, 44 special, 38.55, 357 brass steel. Okay. Henry firearms are all on sale. That was just basically it, right?
Yeah, they got a bunch of them in stock. So if I was gonna
Yeah.
go like this, you could be like, wow, look at all those cowboy guns. Look at that. They got the yellow brassy looking ones and the metal looking ones. They got some big loops if you got like, I don't know, cowboy gloves on or something. And they got the regular loops for regular size
Those are
hands.
actually kind of cool. That's the rifleman.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyways, so if you're looking for Henry rifles, go and check them out.
Yeah.
Calgary Shooting Center.
Rifles.
So Trevor's not here, but apparently he raced cars and he cried a lot. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
in the show notes.
Raced
Yeah.
toy cars and cried. Yes.
Cried.
Yeah.
Cried.
Yep.
Cried a lot. Okay. So Adriel, why don't you tell us what you did in guns this week? I'm just going to do a little bit of mute.
All right. Yeah. Had a maple seed in Provost. Provost is like southeast Alberta, kind of like on the plains. And she was a windy one. Oh, it was a windy one. It was fine in the morning. It had like a little misting of rain. There was like a thunderstorm that looked like it was going to come our way. And it turned out it wasn't a thunderstorm. It was just a ton of wind. I like when I checked the weather forecast, it said like in the morning, it said 37 kilometers an hour sustained winds, but there were times where it was like 50. And when you have 50 kilometer an hour winds, they throw mats around, they throw targets around. We had some mats like get thrown with like, even though like we had like guns and rocks and like all this stuff on these mats to try to stop them from flying around. That sustained wind on the prairie is a lot. So yeah, a lot of wind. I think Rick had a match in Tabor, and I think they had the same thing there. Lots of wind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a windy place. Like from
Not
the
windy
range.
out there?
What's that?
Is it ever not windy out there?
Well, like from the range, you can like look out, and there are windmills. So that's like your number one tip off that you were
Indicator?
you were in a windy area. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it was pretty windy, but it was a good match. Like lots of new people out. And the other ITs did a fantastic job of putting everything on, and it was really good. And yeah, like an away one, right? Very quick to just like drive down there, stay at the range, sleep over to the sound of crickets, and crickets like right next to your head in your tent, and then
your ear.
in your ear. It's like, why are you here? You could be anywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was a good match. And then I ordered some 1022 stuff, so I'm gonna upgrade one, and I'm probably gonna build another one. So I'm gonna get some like Gucci 1022 parts. I built a nice 1022 a while ago.
Yep.
Like all my 1022s now are like pretty basic. Like they all have all stock Ruger parts pretty much. And this is I'm gonna like make some with like no Ruger parts and all like the fancy stuff.
So
I'm
it's
going to
not
show
a
you
10.
one here in a second.
Yep.
Yeah.
And put a brake on my WS-MCR. So I figured if this is gonna be my 3-gun rifle, I gotta have a brake on this thing. And if I'm gonna go to the shooting range and sight it in, I should probably have the brake on while I do that. So
Probably.
yeah. So that's why that brake's on there. I was gonna hit the range this week, but I went fishing instead with the kids, and the other day it was like rainy all day, so I didn't bother.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm gonna take this out to the range, and I'm gonna take that 6.5 Creedmoor out there with that new stock because I haven't shot that thing yet, and I'm probably gonna hunt some deer with it this year because I got like some draws and some not draws and some deer to take down. So
You're
gotta
gonna
make
try
sure
it?
that heavy tank is sighted in. It's so heavy. It's not a very good hunting rifle, but it's a very good stand hunting rifle, and that's primarily how I hunt anyways, is from stands. So
Yeah.
The first year I went hunting, I took my Remington 700 Police out. It's like a 14-pound rifle.
yeah,
That sucked.
I think
terrible.
I'm pushing like 12 or 14 with this thing. Maybe I'll go get a scale and like measure it in between, but it's up there. That's okay. It's fine. It's either that or actually what I should do is take my M1 Garand out to the range and make sure it's sighted in for the hunting ammo I made for it.
Yeah, you should do
Because
that.
I could do like there's a couple of spots I can hunt where it's like it's not a 300 or 400 yard shot. It's a 100 and in, and a Garand would be fine for that.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe. So
Classic fun.
Yeah. Anything else?
I'm probably forgetting some stuff, but it'll come in the mail. So yeah, we'll get it when it comes. I've been doing a lot of I need one of those, and like buy now, and I just forget it, and it'll be a surprise when it comes in. I almost got through an eye protection video, and then I found out that my my headset wasn't quite plugged into the thing. So I went to edit like this thing that took me like, I don't know, 2 hours to do. And it was like all quiet. I'm just like, another day.
You swore, didn't you?
Yeah, maybe. A couple F-bombs.
Adriel actually swore, everyone.
If you know me in real life, you know that I
Yeah.
swear like a sailor. It's like it is pronunciation and enunciation for me.
It's a comma.
It's a comma, it's an apostrophe, it's an
Period,
exclamation.
question
Yeah,
mark.
circumfix, just like put it around everything. It's just like sprinkling salt on meat. You do it on everything. A little bit of salt.
Pepper it in here and there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's it for me.
Okay.
I admired Kelly's not a 1022. Can you call it a 1022 if it has no Ruger parts left in it? Like, really?
It does have one. That's it, but it does.
Would you call it an AR-15 if it wasn't made by Colt?
He's got a point.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Or Armalite?
And that's different, though.
Can we change the name and then still use it? Just wondering.
Change the name of what?
The AR-15. If it's not made by
my
Colt or
AR-15
Armalite.
identifies as an AR-180B.
Mine identifies as a Henry lever action rifle.
There you go.
Oh, good.
But
Okay.
we may lose those if we wait long enough. Anyway, I also finally got around to actually sticking the this little Nikon scope that I bought on my 1022.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I bought those Q rings or whatever they are, the ones that you can put the different sizes in them.
Yep.
Z-rings? Burris?
Z-rings, yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
But I didn't realize I was told when I bought them that they came with the inserts, and they don't come with the inserts. So I went, whatever. I'm just gonna zero it as is and use it. Piss on it.
Yeah. You can get the plastic inserts and then put the plus 10 on the back and minus 10 on the front. And
that's what I'm
Can
gonna
you
do.
hold it up a little bit so they can see it? Yeah, you might want to actually get another rail for your 1022. Just saying.
It's flat.
Okay.
Well, that's why I went with a key ring, so I didn't have to buy another rail because I had a hell of a time trying to find a rail.
Mm-hmm. The last $34. Just saying.
Kelly,
Yeah.
But
why are you recommending a different rail?
okay.
I know
So
what you're
one of-
recommending, but
You know. Well, I was going to talk about it during what I did in guns this week.
Okay.
That's all I did in guns, so you can certainly feel free to go ahead. But yeah, they had these Nikon scopes on sale because Nikon's going out of business. So
Yeah, where'd you get it at, by the way, and how much did you pay?
I don't even remember, but it wasn't much. It was like stupid cheap. It was, I think, $100 off. I think I paid $150 for it or something like that.
Is that the 2 to 7 or is that a 3 to 9 or?
I think it's 3 to 9. Let me just spin it. 3 to 7.
2
Really?
to 7.
2 to 7.
2 to 7.
Yeah.
2 to 7.
Perfect.
Tactical rimfire. So,
Yeah, that's the ticket.
because it's
2 to
tactical. So
2 to 7 is the ticket for rimfire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always
it
shot
is.
my rimfires with a 4-power scope on them, but I've also never
Six?
used an adjustable scope. So I normally just kind of hold up, figure out what I need to hold up, and just hold up a little bit. But
Kentucky windage, yes.
yeah, because I never shoot anything with over 100 yards with my 22 anyway. So meh, whatever.
Well, you could now.
Yeah.
And the other advantage to a scope like that is that the starts with a P. Parallax is set to 50 yards typically on rimfire scopes instead of like a standard centerfire scope will be set to 125. So
Oh,
your
interesting.
parallax is probably better for what you're shooting with it. That varies, but depending on manufacturer, but most of them they'll have it set. Not that it matters a lot for a 2 to 7, but it's good that they set them correctly for rimfire use.
Yep.
Yeah, that's neat. One
Give
thing
me a
I
little-
did notice, the reason I got this one so cheap too, it's got the little bullet drop reticule in it. So it's a very simple reticule with, I can't remember what the bullet drop is, but it's set up for blah, 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 something. 75, it's like, I don't know, 75, 50, and 100 or something like that.
If
And,
you've got the same velocity of
Yeah.
bullets. And
Exactly. So I'm just going to use it. I like just a crosshair in the middle of it. On my center fires, I have usually the little hash marks. But I decided to just try a really simple reticule and just see. And I figured the little holdover ones will be handy if I need to do a quick shot at whatever known range.
What are you going to 0? 50?
I have no idea what's the best to zero them at. I usually zero them at 100.
50 is the best if you're going to go out, unless you have a specific event that you need it for a specific distance. 0 to 50.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I normally either 100 or 25 with a 22, depending on the rifle. So maple seed is 0 to 25.
Yes, it is. When's the last time you shot that?
Maple seed Resticouche.
Yeah. How many years ago was that?
Last time I cleaned it. 2 years ago.
It was a while ago. Just
Yeah, it was
saying.
a long time ago. It was supposed to be shot again this year, but yeah, COVID. So
Yeah, COVID. All right.
Yep.
That's it.
Kelly, what do you got?
Okay, so I went to SFRC on Saturday because it was Saturday and it was SFRC. I went there because we have a storage area that's almost right beside SFRC. So I had to bring I got a shipment of targets for Project Maple Seed, so I threw them in the storage area, and then you go to SFRC. I bribed my son with some of the chip truck wagon stuff, lift heavy boxes. So I said, "Come and I'll buy you some chips." But I went in there, said hi to everybody. It's like my Cheers place. Hey everybody, and it's hey Kelly.
Kelly.
Yeah, that's basically yeah. So just took a look around. Didn't buy anything this time. Bought ammo last time, but nothing this time. And what else? I got a package in the mail. So in the mail, it came from Grey Birch Solutions. So what they sent to me, and it was the big bang that you're going to hear in the interview in a little bit. But so what you guys actually are seeing is their new 12.5 inch carbon wrap bull barrel, new bull barrel. And then I also got their classic Shrike receiver. Ooh, I think I got a little dent in it from it falling on the floor. Crap.
Good.
So
Get that first dent out of the way. You're good to go.
yeah. So I installed it on my I installed it on my 1022 as well. And as Dave said, how many parts on this 1022 are original? The bolt. That's it. Now.
I
What a
don't think
slacker.
if you change the head on the axe and you change the handle on the axe, it's still not the same axe. So I don't think you can say you change the receiver and the barrel and install them into your gun. That becomes the gun.
Yeah. No.
Just
So we're still waiting for the bolts to become available from Grey Birch Solutions, but as soon as that happens, I will install the new Grey Birch Solutions.
what does it weigh?
What does it weigh? It actually, I don't know. I haven't measured or weighed it yet. It's a little bit heavier than the one that the barrel that I had on was a factory barrel, but it was the 50th anniversary, so it was a stainless one. It was a heavier barrel, but it wasn't a bull barrel. So I don't know what the weight is, the weight difference. It is noticeable though, and it's balanced well. One of the things that I really, really like about the receiver itself, it does have the integrated rail on the top of it that's already on there. The one complaint I have, or the one suggestion I have for Steve, and I'm going to let him know this, is that we need the rail to be a little bit longer. And the reason is, and it's the same reason why I said to Dave, go and buy a longer rail. Because if you take a look at, Dave, I want you to look at your 1022, and I want you to look at my 1022. That's right here.
Hold on, I put it away.
Okay.
Should I get one too?
Yeah, everybody
Yep.
hold up their
Should I go
1022.
Stephen?
Everybody hold up 1022.
Okay, so what you'll notice is that on this rail is I have moved my scope to the very last, as far as I can go. And what we see typically is people will mount their scopes, but they mount their scopes way too close to their face, and they can't get a good eye relief. And you know, marksmanship is all about eye relief and being able to see your target. So you move your scope forward, and one of the recommendations we have is to put an extended rail on your 1022. This is also really important, especially if you're doing long range and precision shooting as well. Unfortunately, I probably needed about another centimeter on this rail, but I can make this work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ran into that with mine too, because the rail is just long enough to mount, well, the scope. So.
Exactly. So Delaska's the extended rails, and they are, and you can buy ones with 20 MOA too if you want to do precision. They're $34, and they ship them pretty quickly too. So
Does
if
the
you
Calgary
need,
Shooting Center carry them?
I don't know. I don't think so. I've been looking around, and I'm making recommendations to people on some of the things that they can change out or upgrade, because I'm also now responsible for apparently helping my brother with changing out some of my nephew's 1022 and also my dad's too. So, you know, you buy people guns, or you actually take them shooting, and now you got to buy them parts for their guns. So, but I love it. I haven't had a chance to shoot it yet, and I was hoping to this weekend, but I can't. And one of the reasons is because we're having our Gunny Girl calendar photo shoot this weekend. So Tracy Wilson, myself, Kelly Kincaid, and 10 of the lovely ladies are going to be actually taking pictures and with guns and all, you know, and different all kinds of things. So you should see some of the props we have lined up, and we're going to, it's going to be a fun weekend. Now, that being said, this black cloud is hanging over me. I don't know why, but Maple Seed, every Maple Seed I have in Ontario, it rains, or tornado or whatever. Okay, whatever. But this weekend, apparently it's going to rain all weekend because of the hurricane that's down. I think we're getting the weather from it. So
Hurricane Kelly.
yeah, so Laura, and the photo shoots are outside, right?
Yeah.
I got a message today. Is there a rain date? No, there's no rain date. We're going to take the pictures. Yeah, so we'll figure it out.
Bring
But maybe
umbrellas. Kelly's gonna be there. Bring umbrellas.
I went and got the Maple Seed pop-up tents. just because that's why I was at
Entire
the trailer.
calendars, everybody's under a 10.
They're not rotted out from all the moisture that they're constantly subjected to and
No,
put
because
away.
I constantly open them and dry them, and then close them up again when they're dry, and then put them back in, and then it's like twice the amount of work. And I just, so yeah. I have a new nickname. It's called Schwartz Vulcan. That means black
Schwarzenwolken.
cloud. Yeah, Schwartz
I
Vulcan.
like it.
Yeah, that's my
Good
new nickname.
assassin name.
I carry it with me. It is a good assassin name.
Black Cloud.
So what else is happening? Yesterday, Wednesday night, skeet night. So here's the deal. I was having a good day yesterday. I was happy, whatever. So I went skeet shooting with Kelly, typically like we do. So, and remember I was telling you that last week I had like the best day ever. It was 20 out of 25 clays that I broke, and it was because I was channeling the darkness and I was really aggressive, right? Be aggressive. Anyways, I was able to have a really, really good shoot. So Trevor volunteered to help with, basically pissing me off so that I could have a good shoot. So I called him when I got to the range yesterday.
That's what that was about.
So he continued to exist.
Yeah. So I called him. I said, hey, listen, it's skeet night. I'm at the range. And he goes, okay. And I said, well, no, you're supposed to help me out. You're supposed to motivate me, remember? And he goes, oh, yeah. So what he said, he's not on the show, but what he said was, remember last week when you got like 20 out of 25, your best ever? I said, yeah. He goes, well, that was a fluke. It's never happening again.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
So I promptly hung up on him. Anyways, he actually thought I was mad at him. I wasn't. I was laughing my butt off. But what happened was I only got 14 clays. I didn't do as well. It didn't work. He didn't.
You have failed, Trevor. You have failed.
He
You
failed.
had one job.
So yeah, but you know what? It was fun. We had a great time. So, but it was
I was-
hilarious. It was too funny. It was funny.
That's the best you've got, Trevor. You need to step up your game, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is like weeks up.
He texted me later, or he's thinking that I was mad at him. I wasn't. I thought it was funny to hang up on him. I was part of the hang up game. Anyways, I forgot to tell you guys. I went out on Sunday with one of the ladies from hashtag my tribe. Anyways, I was gonna go with Kelly and this other lady that we generally go with, and we go out on Sunday mornings at like freaking 9 o'clock in the morning. It's way too early, but anyways, so we went. Kelly wasn't able to join us, but I went out, and Sunday mornings at my club is IPSC morning. And it's all the guys that are they want to practice and just go, and either they'll shoot indoors or they'll pick an outdoor range and just set up targets, and they'll go. These are the guys that are real keeners, and these are the guys that are, it's all about go fast. And so the lady that I was shooting with, she's an amazing lady, but she is brand new. Well, not brand new. She's only been shooting pistols for about 6 or 7 months. Her boyfriend is part of that crew, and so she wanted to shoot. She asked me if I wanted to shoot with them. I said no, and the reason is because there was certain things that I wanted to work on. Again, I'm looking at eventually taking the Black Badge course when it's up and running again in Kingston. So I wanted to do that, and I just want to make sure that my fundamentals are all there and I'm able to actually incorporate what I need to do and sort of I can pass the Black Badge. So we went, and I was looking at it. So the first thing that I did was we came up with a plan. Remember when we were talking last week about, or it was the week before, about Adriel having a plan and planning to train and incorporating the stuff that we needed instead of just shooting? You don't remember that?
I made a plan for the next time I go to the range based on like, hey, I got to beat Kelly. If she's taking a plan, I got to take a plan to the range too.
Right.
I can't just be there just to hammer rounds out.
No, you should be able to make it functional, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not just put it down range. So what I did was, okay, so I said to the lady, I said, what do you want to work on? And I said, like, let's come up with a plan and let's put it into, so we were saying, okay, we're going to do weekend strong hand, we're going to do movement, we're going to actually do mag changes and all this stuff. And so I said, okay, let's do 10 rounds freestyle just to warm up, which we did. And then what we started to do is we did double tap, mag change, double tap, mag change, double tap. We did it at 20 meters, and then we actually did 20 rounds. And what happened was I looked over and I said, okay, let's go and patch. So we patched. And I looked at her target and I noticed that she kept hitting to the lower right hand or left hand side. And I'm going, okay, what's going on? Because it's kind of like almost like a shotgun pattern with a lot in the lower left hand side, which I know is, she's flinching. She goes, I'm flinching. And I said, okay, so like, why are you flinching? She goes, I don't know. I've come to the range and like my boyfriend actually said, let's work on it. And I said, okay, so you've diagnosed that you're flinching. So how are you fixing it? And she goes, we're not fixing it. He just told me to aim higher. I'm going, no.
That works. That works for a little bit. That works for a little bit. It's not a long-term solution.
So I said, she's relatively new to this, like 6 months, right? Yeah. And so I said, okay, so when you went, this is why I recommend that you don't train your partners at all. Get somebody else to train them. Find somebody reputable. And this is actually what I said to her too. I said, when you actually started shooting, did he train you on the fundamentals, like, and not speed, and make sure that you build that foundation? Because I tried to make it like, there's foundation. It's kind of like building a house, and then you can put stuff on top of it. Or, you can actually just get in there and build something and it's not according to code and it's going to fall down. So which and she goes, well, it's all about speed for him. Right. And I said, but you don't have your foundation. So let's look at the fundamentals. Right. So she said, I'm flinching. I said, well, let's look how bad you're flinching. So I took a casing and I put it on her pistol and I asked her to actually do a trigger squeeze, and she was flinching. I said, okay, so here's what we're going to do. So I went through this whole thing. And by the way, Rick Woods, I want to say thank you to you, because he taught me the fundamentals way back when I went to the Fire Art Solutions fundamentals training course way back when we had the charity shoot here in Brockville. And I keep saying I'm not a pistol shooter and I'm new to pistol shooting, and that's baloney. It is baloney, because that was like 4 years ago, 5 years ago that happened. I just don't shoot pistol. But when I do shoot pistol now, I'm actually to the point where I can hit where I'm aiming, and I'm going to make sure that I have a hole this big, right? That's it. So so I set her up with the fundamentals. Proper grip. She had not a great grip. And with I got taught, you have to make it relatable, especially to women. So you have to make it relatable. So she was actually taught to grip the pistol. And I said, what's going on? So strong hand, what's going on with your recant? And she goes, nothing. I said, so push pull. And she didn't know what I was talking about. So I said, okay, ketchup mustard. You're taking a ketchup bottle. And this is actually from doing pistol with ladies who have just introducing them. You're taking your ketchup bottle and you're taking your mustard bottle and you're squeezing them. It's kind of like golf too, when you take the fleshy part and you put them together. So I kept yelling at her, ketchup mustard. So that actually, the reality is.
Why do you not record these training sessions? This would be amazing.
It helped. It helped with her flinching. The next piece was, I noticed that she was in the trigger, but it was up to her second knuckle. So I got her a proper trigger placement. And then again, it was like, okay, now let's work on a trigger pull. And that actually helped too. So every time that we did something, I added to it, but I let her try it, just like I do with Maple Seed. And it's the same sort of thing that, some of those transferable skills. Then I looked at actually her proper positioning, because I videotaped her, right? So everything that we did it with dry firing. And then we actually incorporated 5 rounds, and then I would videotape her and I'd actually get her to come over and have a look at it. And then when I was looking at her and I was looking at her positioning, I went, oh my God, she's on the back of her heels. She's Okay, Mike Pospolita, if you're watching, I'm sorry, but it's Mike. You guys have seen the pictures of Mike Pospolita. He's going like this. She's leaning back and she says, I'm afraid I'm going to fall over. I said, well, look at where your feet are. And I showed her the video. Her boyfriend trains, and when he trained her, the positioning of his feet was side by side, but he has duck feet and they're out, right? And that's how he taught her to stand. And I'm going, no, come on over. So I want to show you the video. So she walked over to me, and then I showed her the video, and then I took the video away and I said, look down at your feet. She looked down at her feet, and she was offset. I said, is that comfortable for you? And she says, yeah. I said, well, that's your stance. Go back over to the line, get into your stance with one foot in front of the other, but relax and lean forward and push out. And then it was like, oh, she goes, oh my God, this is so comfortable. And she started hitting where she was supposed to hit. The other thing is she's so tiny too. She weighs like maybe $110, soaking, wringing wet. She doesn't have the muscle strength. So I said, push out and lock your arms, because she's getting so much information from these guys that she shoots with on Sunday mornings, and they're critical. And she actually doesn't want to shoot with them anymore because they're so hypercritical. She just wants to work on her. And I said, well, don't shoot with them. Come shoot with us. We'll make sure. And she was so excited because she was hitting where she wanted to hit. Every time that we talked about something, she incorporated it, and it was getting better and better and better. So she pushed out, she locked her arms. And then the other thing, that she still has really weak little wrists. So I said, push out, but also push down with your wrists. And that locks your wrists. And it was just like the sun and the moon aligned, right? And it was amazing for her. And this is just amazing. So the next thing that we did was part of our plan got thrown out the window, but the other part, we started incorporating the movement. So I got her to start walking forward and backwards and transitioning and different things like that. As soon as I introduced that, everything was out the window. And I let her do it, but I videotaped her and I called her back, and she wasn't hitting where she got 2 on the target, and I called her back and said, okay, let's have a look. So I looked at it, she looked at it, and I said, what happened? She goes, I'm doing everything that I was doing before. I said, okay. It's kind of like when you get ready, it's like IPSC, they say, our shooter, are you ready? But during that period, you have to mentally actually get ready, get your feet positioned correctly, get your arm ready. And then actually you can even pretend to push out, do what you're doing. Like when I get into position, I'm going, okay, I'm going to shoot 2 here, make change 2 here, make change 2 here. And then it's kind of like you're mentally able to do it. And when she was able to do that, she was like hitting. We ended the day with her getting all 5 of her shots as alphas. It was fantastic. She was so excited. But I gave her homework. I'm not a pistol shooter. I keep saying I'm not a pistol shooter, but I gave her homework. I said, here's your homework. You do not need to wear your belts, and you don't need to wear your pistol. You can dry fire if you want. You can do that. You can dry fire and everything that we talked about. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to actually pretend to push out, and even walking down the street, you can pretend to push out and practice your stance and practice your walk and practice all of this. And the reason is because she's taken the black badge course, she needs to get some time in with her pistols too, because we were there for maybe 2.5 hours, and she was getting tired at the end of it. So I'm going, well, with the black badge, we're going to be there all day, and you're going to actually fire a lot. So we need to keep coming back, and we still need to continue to hit. But with black badge, and if you want to qualify, you have to get the majority of your shots as alphas. And she wasn't at the beginning, but at the end she was just nailing it, and it's fantastic. And I said to her, next time I see her boyfriend, I'm going to give him a cup upside the head, because you need, because he's teaching her his bad habits. Like, he's a phenomenal shooter with respect to being able to hit, but he's one of those shooters that he shouldn't be hitting where he's hitting. And it's all about speed for him. And he's teaching that to her. And I said, get somebody else to teach you, somebody who's reputable. And
It's like teaching your kids to drive. It's just a bad idea.
Yeah, really, really bad idea. But she had such a great time. And she goes, what I learned here today has helped me tremendously. She no longer feels uncomfortable. When I was taking the pictures, she was closing her eyes when she was pulling the trigger. You have to keep your eyes open. Is the other thing too. But it was probably one of the best days we've ever had shooting. And the reason is because there was such a huge learning curve, and at the end of it, the goal was accomplished. Basically, it was.
If we saw improvement, that's a huge morale booster, especially if you're thinking, I suck, I can't do this properly, and then, oh wait, I can do this.
Yeah, but it's not coping and teaching a bad habit to fix a problem. It's not even fixing the problem. It's just actually, I said, no, you have to actually figure out what the actual problem is and then fix it. I said, I'm going to come up to him. I'm going to give him a cuff upside the head. Anyways, but she was super excited about it. My parting comment with her was, if you actually learn the fundamentals and you keep working on the fundamentals, you're actually going to get better than your boyfriend is. You're going to be a better shooter than he is.
Yeah.
Because you have that foundation.
Well, and like, I don't know, I've seen females at handgun shooting courses, and they take the instruction and they apply it, and there's no other baggage they're taking with it. As bad as like guys take extra baggage to shooting handguns, because a lot of guys just expect that you're going to pick a handgun up and be able to shoot it really well, and then when you try and you can't, that's
bang bang bang.
Yeah, just hammer out the shots. Don't worry about accuracy through volume.
Yeah.
Well, we can cheat on a lot of things too, right? Like when I'm using my 1911, I have big hands. I can cheat. I can do all sorts of stuff. I can muscle that gun around, and someone who's smaller than me can't do that.
Yeah, she's 5 foot nothing, and as I said, she weighs maybe 100 pounds, right? And so she's handling this firearm, and her hands are really, really tiny, but the fundamentals are now there. And so I'm hoping that she wants to go shooting again. I think it was fantastic that anyways, it was a really, really good day shooting. And then
awesome.
I was having such a good time because I was just drilling it, you saw my targets, and I'm going, I gotta stop saying that I'm not a pistol shooter. I actually am. I really enjoy it. So I'll just, anyways, that's me. Be aggressive. Be aggressive.
I'm bringing pom-poms next time I see you shoot somewhere, and I'm going to be standing there in pom-poms going, give me an A, give me a G, give me an R.
I actually did start chanting that and singing that during ski.
Whatever works.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. That's it for me. The shoot's coming up this weekend. I'll let you guys know how that went and if we actually got rained on and poured on. So, yeah.
You don't need to tell us. We know.
I'll send pictures of us looking like drowned rods. There it is. All right. Oh, I'm the lead host. Okay. Upcoming events. Our upcoming events section is sponsored by Telos Alpha. Telos Alpha is the Canadian digital agency that works exclusively, in the firearms vertical. They help them with business processes, strategic planning, websites, e-commerce, and battling the stigma the industry carries with banks, merchant processors, and social media. You can check them out at telosalpha.com. So we have some things that are happening. Hey, Adriel, did you update this at all?
Yeah, kind of. Drumheller is open for September 3rd, so if you want to get in on there, go ahead. I just opened one spot up for the BTSA one on September 1st, so if you're bored on a Tuesday, if work's furloughed you because you're working for like oil and gas and you're in Calgary and you have nothing to do on a Tuesday, Maple Seed, BTSA.
Cheap day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It'll be a fun day. Adriel's there.
We'll be there, and Rick will be there, and it's going to be awesome.
Oh, Rick's going to be there too?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. ORPS at Restitution Gun Club on the 22nd, and also an ORPS match at the Miramichi Gun Club on August 29th. Chaz,
Wait, I didn't update that.
Okay, I was just going to say, do you have any spots available for that? No. All right.
No.
So any of our listeners, if you have events that are going to be taking place and you want us to plug them, send us an email at Slamfire Radio and we'll put it into our events calendar as well. Let's talk about the news. Okay. So here's some people that have donated to the CCFR Legal Challenge, and it is called the Legal Challenge. I looked last week. So it is Ultimatum Precision. Is that it? Ultimatum Precision? That's not right. It's Ultimate Precision, isn't it? I don't know. Ultimatum Precision.
It's going to hit or not. That's the ultimatum. If you want it to hit, you have to
I
use
just-
ultimatum precision.
When I just copied this from the Facebook group, and I'm going, ultimatum, that doesn't make sense. Ultimatum Precision. Anyways, they raised $8,500 for the CCFR legal challenge. That's fantastic.
It is ultimatum.
It is.
Mhm.
Okay. Bancroft Fish and Game Protective Association, Inc. So, by the way, these are the people that brought maple seed or apple seed to Canada. Fantastic, fantastic range. They raised $11,615 and presented a check to Tracy this past week. Then also the Dryden Rifle and Pistol Club raised $3,610. So if you would like to make a donation to the CCFR Legal Fund, contact them at finance at firearmsrights.ca. Fire off an email and let them know that you've also donated as well, and we can plug it here on the show. Hey, are we going to still continue with that challenge for the other podcasts? So First Focal Plane, Patriot Podcast, there's a few other ones as well. We donated $1,000, so we would like you to donate $1,000 too. We're challenging you. We're throwing down the gauntlet. I don't know
Except
if we're what.
Everything's a competition, so it better be more than $1,000.
Yeah, do more than
Andrew.
1,000, and Andrew, and then we'll make Trevor do something really. I don't know what we'll make him do, but you might
We'll make
like it
more money.
actually.
We'll make him race toy cars so he looks silly.
No,
Oh,
he likes
wait,
that.
he does that on his own.
Yeah, he likes that stuff. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Hey, Andrew can come up with something. Anyways, other things in the news. There's been a new documentary that's coming out, and they're going to be doing, I think it's in September. It's called Broken Trust. It's the CCFR. They're doing a documentary on basically the government and how it has broken the trust with Canadians across the country. It's going to be on Wild TV. Tune in, have a look. It's available. There's a snippet of it available on the CCFR page as well. Put a sling on your rifle. What does that mean?
Oh, there's a 17-year-old who got in a tussle in a riot and
Oh,
had to
right.
use his rifle to defend himself. So put a sling on your rifle.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to keep people from stripping your rifle out of your hands, and it might save your life.
Plus, you might need your hands for something. So
Getting up, fighting people off. Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't there a skateboard involved in that too?
And a handgun. Someone had a handgun and tried to go all Clint Eastwood and be like, "Oh, I'm giving up," and then grab a handgun out of his pocket.
Do you know where this?
Enough.
You know where this all is taking place? This is American news. I know that, but do you know where this is taking place? Do you know where it happened?
Near Chicago.
No, I thought it was.
Kenosha
It was Wisconsin.
Yes.
Cheese capital of the world. They wear cheese head stuff.
Obviously,
Like-
they also
Yeah.
also
Anyways.
rioting over there a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Pro tips: if you're at a riot and you see someone with a rifle, don't say "shoot me" and chase after them, and don't bring a skateboard to a gunfight, and don't try to be Clint Eastwood when a guy's like just wasted your friend right next to you, and you think you can get a beat on him. It's not a good idea.
I didn't watch anything of it. I'm just going, I don't really know. Anyways.
Put a sling on your rifle.
Put a sling on your rifle. That's the Adriel's
You're right.
tip
Everything will
of
be
the
fine.
day. You should do pro tip corner. Adriel's pro
Tip corner.
Put a sling on your rifle.
Based
Play the
on some
video
sort of
then.
tragedy
Play it.
of this week, here's a tip to
Yeah.
Swept up in a tornado? Put a sling on your rifle.
or a hurricane in Louisiana. Put a sling on your rifle.
Okay. So yeah. All right. We're going to actually talk about some new gun stuff. One of the sponsors for our section is the Bolt Action Coffee. Bolt Action Coffee is now, Slamfire Radio is now a brand ambassador for Bolt Action Coffee. Coffee is roasted in small batches, and it is super, honestly, one of the best coffee that we've ever tasted. I'm actually bringing some to the weekend. I'm bringing my little French press and everything. Anyways, so if you would like to check out boltactioncoffee.com and order some, they will be roasting some new stuff soon. By the way, they have new apparel coming out too, so I'm going to buy a t-shirt so I can wear it on the show. All right, new gun stuff. Adriel, take it away.
The WSMCRs. So I was complaining about the stock. Now they come with Fab Defense stocks, which are going to be more reliable than this.
Less
So
crap.
that's good. Yep, Fab Defense stock and grip, which is kind of neat. They're also left-hand charge only. So they're taking away the slider on the right-hand side right here. And
Yep.
now it's just flat, and this goes down a little bit. So now there's no slider bit on the right-hand side, which I'm not a lefty, so I don't care about them. And I think that's a good idea. The lefties might not, but who cares? They can just learn to use the other hand. And
Right hand. There's a reason it's called the right hand.
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's another thing I did. Look. No no ambi safety. I just pulled it right off of there. It's not required to keep the safety in there. It's being held in by a spring and some other stuff. So to heck with you lefties. This gun's right hand only. If I could get one of them plates. Sorry, go ahead, Dave.
You don't like ambi safeties?
Where this one is positioned, when it was down, I'll show you on this side here. When it was down and my finger was straight across, it was in the way.
Yeah.
I don't like having a safety in the way, and I don't otherwise need the one on this side, so I took it off while I was changing the brake and whatnot.
You might as well.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, so I pulled that off. So the WSMCRs are a little bit different. I think they're charging a little bit more for them as well, and they're charging more for the WKs as well, based on what I've seen this week. ATRS is still selling modern sporter sets. So, that page is broken, but they're still selling them. So if you want to buy one, they're still selling them. They're saying, hey, no, the law is if it's classified as X for this amount of time, you can't just arbitrarily change it, which was part of C42, I believe.
Yep.
And that bit hasn't been repealed yet. So they're saying, no, RCMP have it wrong. And
so essentially they're saying, come at me, bro.
Yeah, they're giving,
good on them.
Yep, which is very neat because, I think that's something that has to be done. So. Yep.
Don't stand up to them, then they'll just kick you over.
Well, and I think again, there's kind of two strategies to a lot of this gun stuff. You can be quiet about it and hope that no one pays attention, and we quote unquote get away with LAR mags or 180s or whatever the case might be. And the other strategy is nope, promote it, get as many people doing this as possible. I am of the latter camp. I like the promoting it and getting as many people to do it as possible. That's why I talk about 180s and LAR mags and that kind of thing on my channel, so that 3-gunners get into it and buy lots of them. And it's politically punishing if anyone bans that kind of stuff. I can see the strategy of why some people don't want any of that stuff talked about. I just don't think it works. Like some of the comments on the 180, for example, would be people saying like, "Oh, don't talk about it. They're going to ban it." It's like they have a database with all these things in them. There's pictures of these things. Like they know about all the guns that are not
gun
banned.
ban people already posted photos of it saying we're coming for this next. They forgot this one. It's not like they don't know. Don't give them ideas. I'm like, they want all guns banned. So
yeah,
exactly.
So,
more people that are into it,
And the more people, exactly. The more people that talk about this stuff, the more that'll be out there in the wild, and it's kind of like gun ranges. They say, don't take any pictures, don't post them on social media. Why the hell not?
Yeah.
Let's make it normal.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
I could
That's the
see
problem.
being risk averse, but also you got to promote stuff to get it out
absolutely.
there. Yeah, we need
Yeah.
more people
Well,
at the
and-
range, more competition shooting, push
Yep.
all of it.
And that fear-based stuff, I mean, where has that gotten us? I mean, we did that in the 80s, and it got us all those gun bans in the 90s. And then I know people that will not tell anyone that they shoot, they own guns, nothing, because they're afraid of it. And I'm like, do you really want to be friends with people who wouldn't be friends with you just because of the sport that you enjoy?
Yeah.
Forget it.
Well,
Screw them.
There's something to be said about like if you live in a neighborhood with less savory people, like not having stickers on your car. Maybe a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I recently saw an article where people were buying those, or not buying, they were being given those Corplast signs to stick on your, for the elections. So you stick them on your front yard and it said, "This is a gun-free house." I think that's a fabulous idea. People,
Keep it up.
there was,
Bring it to
there's
your
a whole,
house, not mine.
there was a whole bunch of people and they're sticking these on the front yard. I'm going, you guys are just, wow, it's
Big
advertising.
old
Basically.
crosshair.
I support
Yeah.
their ability to do whatever they want.
You know
As a
what?
firm libertarian, like they can do anything that they want to, and I support it. They can put up signs that say they don't have any guns in their house.
Yeah.
It's not a good idea, but
Although I like it, my house might be a free gun house. But
Yeah. Yeah. And then
Yeah.
a sign pointing over here, not me, and I don't really want to put those on up either. I don't want to advertise.
it's important that you're like omission. That sign is not on your lawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
Maybe there's a gun, maybe not. Find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on in.
F around and find out.
The saying is the guy that breaks in, aren't you going to call the cops? No, nobody knows you're here. Anyways. No, I didn't say that publicly. All right. So let's get into the main topic. So for tonight's main topic, we have CUSF, the Women's Committee. CUSF is the Canadian University Shooting Federation. And we have a few ladies that have joined that committee. And why don't we go do a little bit of a roundtable to introduce yourself? Regina, why don't you introduce yourself first?
Hello, my name is Regina. I graduated for the University of Calgary a couple of years ago, and I was actually the president of the University of Calgary Firearms Association. And through running that club, I met Dave, who is the president and one of the founders of CUSF, and he was pretty much like already recruited me to be part of CUSF as before I even graduated. So as soon as I graduated and I left my role at the UCFA, he wanted me to join CUSF. So he was just like, why don't we create a women's program where you kind of like take the lead on it and just mold it and build it as however you see fit best for the organization, right? So that's how I got involved with CUSF and where the women's program got involved. And then thankfully I met these two lovely ladies, Casey and Deneen, who are from Lady Guns. Yep. And we started working together, and right away I was just like, I need your help because you guys have a women's program, a women's organization, and it's very successful, and I need help with building a women's program for CUSF because it's literally coast to coast, right? So I couldn't do it all by myself.
No, and you reached out. So you reached out to Deneen. Deneen, do you want to introduce yourself? You've been on the show before, so just say hi, but tell everybody a little bit about yourself if they haven't listened before.
Yeah, absolutely. So Deneen, founder of Lady Guns, and started shooting at, I think, 6 years of age, but really got serious about 10 years ago. Competitive sports shooting, and enjoyed a number of disciplines. I do it recreationally as well as I mentor, and I'm an instructor, and I like to get out and hunt as well. So
awesome.
Lots of weekend activities in and around the firearms, and joining this crew for CUSF women's programming is going to be a huge highlight. I'm really looking forward to it.
Awesome. So Casey's also somebody who is part of Lady Guns. Casey, do you want to introduce yourself and say hi to everybody?
Sure. So I'm Casey Gavinchuk. I am I'm an instructor and a gun enthusiast. I still shoot competitively whenever I can. And Deneen and I have been shooting together for probably about 10 years. We've gone through our instructor courses. We've competed against each other, done a whole bunch of traveling, and then we started up Lady Guns to help bring more women into the shooting community. So
yeah, fantastic. Now, Regina, you already gave us a little information about CUSF itself. Dave's been on the program as well, and he probably about a year ago, and he talked about CUSF. But why don't you tell us exactly what the Canadian University Shooting Federation is about, and then also what's the women's program about? Like,
So basically, the main point of CUSF is to assist the university firearm clubs, right? So the clubs can be either sports clubs or just for to take out shooters to like introduce them to the sport, right? So we what when CUSF started, they saw potential, right, for getting more students into the sports of shooting, right? And they saw that UCFA was already very successful in Calgary, and same as the Mount Royal Firearms Club down there. And there was also Carleton, right? So when they've kind of like thought about it, and some of the members from CUSF thought about it, was just like, well, why don't we make this organization where we can help new university clubs get created, and also assist already existing clubs so that they don't fail, right? So we're there to assist the university clubs, so with whatever they need, with whether it's mainly like helping them with events or like giving them information, helping them mainly get started. So get started, and once they're already like sustainable and like able to stand on their own, like just have events with them. And for the women's program part of it, it was more like, okay, so we got CUSF and we got the university clubs doing their own thing, they're fine, but how can we bring more women, and not just women in general, but students, right? So female students, so the younger generations to be part of the firearms community as well, right? Because we see everywhere that women are not as involved in the community, even though I've met so many women through being part of the UCFA that were interested, but they were also very cautious about it. They weren't really sure about it, and unfortunately, the firearms community has like these things, just like that a lot of people see it as like a man's sport, like things that only men would do, right? So, and that a lot of younger females, they're kind of like hesitant about it if it's not already part of like their family dynamic, right? So we want to help the university clubs, give them information, and just show females that are interested that there is women in the community, that we are successful in it, and that there is women from all different backgrounds, right? Like whether you're a young person that is just getting started, or like someone that's already been part of the community, shooting, hunting, like being successful in the community, right? So like we want to show all different parts of the community for these females to be like excited and want to be part of it as well, right? So just like little things help, right? With the students, with like for example, like we talked about the universities having the clubs week, right? So if you have a female at the club's booth, like being there for the advertising the club, like you will get more females to come and ask questions, right? And like that's what I would get. And like when I was running that organization, I was just like, we need at least one female at all times at that table, because if you have a female, you will get females to come and talk to you. They'll be like, hey, how do you get involved in it? Like, do you like it? Like, should I try it? Kind of thing. And if you don't have that, then they don't really want to come and talk to the guys. They're just like, maybe next time, like not really for me, kind of thing, right? So just little things that we can change so that women feel more comfortable being part of it, or want to be part of it.
And that's essentially what Deneen and Casey's trying to do with Lady Guns as well. So Deneen, do you want to tell us how Lady Guns got involved in this committee? Like, I think that you met Regina, did you not? And
I did. Yeah, I met Regina at a SCI convention, so it was a African Hunters convention, and we ran into each other, and I saw this university table with some young ladies, and so I went over and told them about Lady Guns, and they told me about CUSF, and I said, how can I help? Lady Guns is all about getting women and youth involved in shooting and hunting and all those lovely, fun outdoor recreation kind of activities related to firearms. So it was an instant connection, and we went out and shot with the groups, the University of Calgary and Mount Royal, and then we hosted some events where some of their members came to our Lady Guns events. So, and then after that year, when Regina moved away from the University of Calgary, she asked if we would like to participate on this committee, and Casey and I jumped at the chance.
Fantastic. Okay. So, Regina, why don't you tell us about the committee itself? What's the objective of the committee? You kind of actually have already talked about it. The objective is to get more women into shooting, but are there any other mandate with the committee that, or objective other than just, well, I guess that is the mandate, isn't it? Get more women into shooting and for it to become normal for or seen as normal for women in shooting. Is there anything else that we're missing with respect to that?
Yeah, so no, like the main thing is to make women more comfortable and want them help them to be able to want to be part of the community, right? But we're gonna be hopefully hosting events with the clubs, right? Once we figure out what's going on with COVID, right? But that's sort of things that we're looking for in the future. And then, another main thing is I want to be able to make connections for the universities, connect them to their local women organizations in their area, right? So for example, with the Lady Guns, they are based in Alberta, right? So what we did, they're connected with the University of Calgary and Mount Royal, as well as
Lethbridge.
Lethbridge, yeah, exactly.
Lethbridge.
Yeah, so same thing, kind of like how it was formed down in the southern part of Alberta. I would like to build the same connections for other universities in their areas as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that a little bit in a little bit. But what I want to do is I want to actually you to explain the call to action that we're having. So university is about to start up. COVID has impacted that a little bit. Do you want to tell us about how we're going to launch this program for the clubs across the country?
Yes. So unfortunately, dealing with COVID and everything, the universities are handling differently. Most of them, they won't be going to school right away. Everything's going to be online for the first semester, it looks like. So, and for most universities, it looks like their clubs week is still going to happen, and it's going to be online as well. So what we were looking at is okay, how can we officially launch the program and get people and students to learn about it, right? So what we're doing is we're going to be doing an online launch at the beginning of October. So the date that we're looking at is October 1st. Right? And what we're going to do is we're going to obviously give all the information to the university so they can advertise it through their clubs week and their online platforms, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, whatever platform they're using, so that they can advertise it to their members and potential members, right? And then we'll get people, whoever is interested, to sign up for it. And then we're going to host it through Google Meetings.
Yep.
And yeah, so it's basically going to be about just us introducing the program, what we have planned for the now and for the future. And also we're going to have, we're looking at having 3 female speakers at the online launch. So we're gonna have female speakers that talk about the area of hunting, sports, and career. So that way we can hit a little different areas of the community, right? So that, because a lot of people, when they think about the community, sometimes they think about hunting or specifically the sports part of it, but there's also a area in a career path as well, right? So we want to show students and just people that want to be part of it that there is that potential career path that if they want to take it within this part of firearms, right?
Okay. So, Casey, do you want to tell us a little bit about what people can expect to hear about during the online launch? What types of questions they're going to be talking about and what the format is?
Yeah, so I think we're gonna go with a more of an organic kind of conversation where we'll have one of us mediate.
Moderate?
Moderate.
Yes, moderate.
It was-
Hopefully we're not mediating.
I was going to say, maybe
no.
we have to mediate, but I don't know.
And we'll be asking questions like, how did they get into the shooting sports? Why did they decide to get into that career path? Was it part of their everyday life when they were growing up, or did something happen to bring it into their life and make them really excited about it? That kind of stuff.
Okay, so it's a little bit, as you said, it's going to be organic, but at the same time, you're going to guide the interview. But I think we're also going to have like a Q&A period where it's almost like an Ask Me Anything and AMA after that as well. And these are going to be people that are mentors or leaders in the field too, I think. That we're going to approach and have them on. Regina, do you have to be part of a university or university club to participate in this?
You do not need to. If you even want to join a university club, most of them you don't have to be a member. Like when we like for the UCFA, we had teachers, we had parents that want to be part of it. Like if you are from a different university or a different college that doesn't have a club and you want to be part of a club, you can go ahead and join it. Like you said, you don't have to be part of that university or a student to be part of the club. If you want to get involved, you can go ahead and be involved. Like the universities just love to have people, right? Like the more people interested, the bigger it gets, and the more people we have, the merrier we are.
Yep. And the same thing with this online launch as well. It'll be advertised so people can sign up and join it. They don't have to be part of the club to actually partake in the launch or anything. Let's talk about a little bit going forward after the launch. What are some of the plans that with the continuation? Are these events going to continue to happen, especially online with, again, COVID? So we don't know what's going on, but do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so basically, so with the online launch, we're going to see how successful it is, right? And the idea is to hopefully have one at the beginning of each school semester, right? So have different speakers, different topics that we'll talk about, and just trying to bring the community together, right? And then we also are going to have an Instagram page. So the Instagram page for the women's programs, the point of it is to highlight women within the community, right? So whether it's women from the university clubs, so that they, for example, an executive that the clubs think that she's been doing a lot and that she should be highlighted, like we'll highlight her, like have a photo and then a few pieces of information about her that we'll have in the description. Or we can also have females that are already like part of the community. Could be like as I don't know, like Olympic shooter, like instructor, anybody that's like successful in the community, right? So like we want to highlight different women in the community to show the variety of women that we have in the community, right? So, and then I find that because, so CUSF is, like I said before, it's like from coast to coast. We have universities all over Canada. So it's the best way to be able to connect everyone would be through an online means right now, right? And then building the connections with everyone. And then we're also looking into the future to have Deneen, I'm losing the word. What's the competition that we talked about?
I don't know which competition we're talking about. So we've talked about a lot.
Lots.
We just have so many ideas of the things that we want to do and work with, but we've definitely looked at competitions where like, well, we'll have basically a template online.
Oh yes, yeah.
Just download exactly, and then we still have to figure out details about it, but basically have different levels for the competition, right? So like you don't have to, if like only like the best shooters would win, right? So like we want to be able to reward people that are from different levels, right, in the competition, right?
Yeah.
So we're looking into something like that as well. Hopefully, we also are looking into having some joint events, right, with different organizations throughout Canada. But it's events like that are like COVID dependent and how it happens. But yeah, so things like that we're looking at. Like we definitely, like we just said, we have so many ideas. It's just a matter of just like getting it all down and like figure out how we can proceed with everything that's happening right now. And
I think it'll grow organically as we see the response from the community and the ambassadors too. All of those great women ambassadors across Canada that are already in the sport. They're going to provide some great insights, and I'm sure we'll come up with more than enough great ideas for the year.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It'll continue to grow and it'll continue to roll as the more that it's actually out there in the community and more that people are aware of it. This will happen as well. Casey, now Regina was talking about the partnership. So Lady Guns, let's talk about some of the Lady Guns partnership with CUSF as well, whether it's with CUSF itself or the women's program. What types of events are you guys planning with Lady Guns for having some ladies out to shoot?
So we have a couple things that are on the books right now that we are planning. We haven't confirmed dates quite yet. COVID did kind of throw a big wrench into things. But we are working with our friends at Call Sign 66 on a long range course, long range rifle course. We are also talking with our friends from Korth Group, and we're talking about doing a ladies demo day with them.
Nice.
We're also talking with the Calgary Shooting Center and the Shooting Edge, and we're going to start up our ladies' nights again, probably coming up in October, as long as we can follow all the rules.
COVID restrictions, Awesome.
Yeah, and of course, various hunting-related activities that we do as well once the season starts.
Okay, fantastic. So CUSF is also working in partnership with Project Maple Seed as well. We're going to be having events in Ontario, a couple of them. We also have Alberta events booked as well. And then we're also looking at BC currently. And we're hoping to have what we call lady seats as well. So it's where it's only open to ladies within that organization too. So CUSF's ladies program just makes sense, right? So we're going to be doing that as well. So I think it just makes sense to do that. But Regina, we were talking a little bit about partnerships. So we've talked about Lady Guns. We've talked about Maple Seed. What other organizations are sponsoring the women's program, or organizations that are helping out at least?
Well, yeah, the main ones right now that we're working with is obviously Lady Guns and Maple Seed. Cabela's does sponsor CUSF as a whole. We were very thankful to receive a large donation from them not too long ago, and just with different ranges as well, right? So like pretty much, so we work with the university clubs, and then the university clubs obviously have their own, the ranges that they are associated with. So UCFA is with the Calgary Shooting Center, and Mount Royal is with the Shooting Edge, right? So like we can also have access to those facilities to go and shoot. Same with AHIA. CUSF has competition at the AHIA locations as well. So we do have those right now. Obviously, like hopefully in the future we have more connections for the program with different organizations that we can definitely work with. We honestly, like, the more we have, the better.
Yeah.
Being opposed to working with anyone, right? So we're just beginning, and we're hoping that this grows, right?
Yeah. So what So you're going to be the point person for this, obviously. How can people contact you if they want to, one, be somebody who would like to sponsor it, or maybe volunteer, or even be one of the ladies that we feature in our online?
I'm currently the one running the Instagram page, so you guys can contact me through the Instagram page, or I do have a CUSF email. Do you want me to just?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're okay with saying it.
Okay. So my CUSF email is it's pretty much my name. So it's it's Regina, Regina, period, and then my last name Ordonez, Ordonez at CUSF.ca.
Okay.
I can probably give it to you if you want to share it, because I don't know, like it's a Spanish name, so sometimes people have information.
We have copies of it. We'll share it.
Yeah. Oh, the handle for the Instagram page, I should probably mention that one too.
Yeah.
That one's just very simple. It's just CUSF women. That's
perfect. Okay, and if people, we're not going to have we're not going to have a separate Facebook page, but if people are interested in events, go and join the CUSF page that is on Facebook, and all of the events and different things will be advertised there as well, correct?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, everything that has to do with the women's program, whatever shared on Facebook will be shared through the main CUSF page.
Awesome. That's excellent. Okay, Denise.
We're going to post it. We're going to post it as much as we can out on our Lady Guns social as well to spread the word. Sorry, Kelly.
Yeah, I was just going to say, why don't you tell us about Lady Guns and give us, so if people are interested in working with you or contacting you with respect to your events that you're having, where can they contact you?
Certainly. Well, our website is ladyguns.ca. And we have Instagram. Casey and I both have Instagram. I'm Lady Gun YYC on Instagram. And Casey, you are Lady Gun YYC underscore KG. Right. And
try to keep it simple.
Yeah. Our Facebook page is Lady Guns in Calgary, or Lady Guns Calgary. You'll find it if it comes up. It's Lady Guns. And we try and hashtag everything Lady Guns Tribe, as many women as we get out to participate and post.
Yeah.
And everything on social feeds to our website. So if you can't find our Instagram or our Facebook, it just, everything populates right on the web page. And the web page also has a newsletter, and you can sign up for it. And if you sign up for the newsletter, that's where you'll get the events that we have upcoming and how to register. We have started using Eventbrite, so that's in the mix as well. So
yeah, fantastic. It's so important. This is such a great organization, and it's important to really promote this. And the reason is because if we promote women in shooting, obviously it's going to continue the sport, but especially women that are 17, 18, 19 years old. This is really, really important. It can actually impact the ability for our program, our shooting sport to continue. So it's really, really important.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, thank you all for coming on. Before we leave you, I'll just ask Adriel and Dave, do you guys have any questions for the ladies?
You guys kind of nailed all the ones that I had.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys suck. You stole all our thunder.
I could have
great,
some dumb questions. But
I noticed Adriel was trying to get our attention because he kept walking on and off screen with a gun.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was distracting.
One of my guns fell during the interview. Is there anything that we didn't cover that you wanted to actually talk about at all?
I wanted to add a point. We want obviously women and youth to come out and have fun and try things. We don't care if you try it for the first time and say that was great. It was a bucket list. I've done it. Yep. Or if you come and give it a go and try to decide to get into it. There are people that want to go down the career path and they go, do I have to know how to shoot a firearm to become a policewoman? But mostly, I think if we educate people about how safe the firearms industry is and how the Canadian firearms industry is stood up, I think at the end of the day, we'll have ambassadors and advocates just in general. And so I think safe, fun, happy people at these events will make this whole industry better.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
100%.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on. And I'm looking so forward to working with all of you and growing not only women in shooting, but also our committee as well. So fantastic. Thanks for coming on, guys.
Our
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Thank you very much. You guys have a good one.
You too.
Bye now.
Thank you.
Again, we want to say thank you to Regina, Deneen, and Casey for coming on and talking about CUSF and the ladies program that has just been launched. It's a fantastic idea. And I'm so happy to be part of it too. So thank you for inviting me to take part.
Hi, Kelly.
All right,
Kelly.
listener feedback. Do we have anything that needs to be talked about on the feed?
Well, Dave says you're wearing Dave says, did you say you're wearing a French dress?
No,
She said
French press. Drinking
Dress.
coffee. Scopes Up is fantastic. Yes, Doug, it is. So, all right, let's get into listener feedback. Listener feedback is sponsored by Armory DC Gunsmith. It's a full-service gunsmith who specializes in firearms refinishing. He offers hot bluing, parkerizing, and circuit finishes, as well as wood refinishing. Check out his online inventory of new and used guns, accessories, optics, and more at dcgunsmith.ca. You can also check him out on Facebook and the Instagrams. And you know what? We were talking about Pinterest. Maybe he should check out Pinterest. Pinterest is the new...
I just went on Pinterest recently to do some hunting gear guy stuff, just to throw a couple of extra things on there. One of the only posts I have is a dead deer, just because it's funny. As I kill more deer, I will put more deer death pics on Pinterest.
That is so
for the
place,
demographic there
yeah.
to appreciate.
So Pinterest.
People knitting.
Yeah, that's what
Knitting
originally it
knitting
was
gear.
for. It was for people's crafting ideas and posting them, and now you're posting dead pictures of dead deer. Awesome. That's
I
great.
should post a how to skin a deer with pics.
With pics.
I will do that.
Excellent idea. I'm sure. Why
It's
don't
very
you do,
crafty.
Yeah. Why don't
Yep.
you do like pheasants and things like that?
Sure. Yeah.
Artsy.
Rabbit?
I like it.
No.
Rabbit? Yes. Rabbit. I'll do rabbit and grouse.
Okay.
How to dress
Because
a field dress a rabbit?
Because they're cute.
Yeah. No.
Tasty.
All right. Okay. Why don't
And
we? Why don't we get into the emails? So, Adriel, why don't you tell us about Rod? Give
From
us a little-
Rod, Tangent Theta manufactures their own high-end design rifle scopes at their facility in Halifax, Nova Scotia. They are authorized resellers of other optics manufacturers too. Their least expensive rifle scope is over $4,000.
That's why
that
we didn't
would-
know about him.
Yeah, that would be in the same tier, kind of tier as a high-end Schmidt vendor. So
Right.
that's and if you want to learn more, go to armament.com/tangent-theta.
So
And,
they, yeah, they'd be a boutique dealer of optics,
there's more people that are buying
or higher end.
or Gucci scopes and that kind of thing, and this kind of thing. Like I know a lot of the PRS guys, they have like their rifle, rifle is $10,000 to $20,000.
Yeah.
That's just
then-
the rifle.
And then
Yeah.
the optic they put on top is like craziness. Okay, so you keep talking about Gucci rifles. I challenge you to send it out and get it Cerakoted with the Gucci logos on it.
I've thought about, like, I was actually thinking about the Nintendo Blaster thing. The thing I was worried about is that if I post it too many places, I will get a C&D, like a cease and desist from someone. So that's why I don't generally do
Only one way to find out.
brand stuff.
Maybe the paint job comes with a free lawyer.
Yeah, I'd have to put that on there. This is a parody firearm.
I don't think DeWalt ever sued. You have no money, so I mean, it's not like they're going to sue you.
Yeah.
I don't think DeWalt ever sued the DeWalt AR-15 guy.
Maybe they just couldn't find him because
Maybe.
people reposted a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so one more. This is another one about Tangent Theta. It's from Josh. Do you want to follow up with that also, Adriel?
On the podcast, you mentioned Tangent Theta. Yes, they do manufacture scopes in Halifax. I was able to get a tour of their shop a few years back. Definitely a premium product. Need to have this in our area. Thanks for all the time you put into the podcast. Cheers, Josh.
Excellent. Thanks for writing in, Josh. Dave, do you want to read the one from Johnny?
Absolutely. Good day, Slimefire crew. So pretty unique. Why does no one punctuate anything? You people are terrible.
No, it's fine. Just read it.
Comma.
It reads like he talks.
Comma, John. So pretty exciting week. Got my reloading bench set back up for the first time since our move 10 years ago and crunched out 40 rounds of 338 weight Win Mag. I can feel the savings already, which I will need to buy my first pistol. Good Lord, man. I have signed up for the course and will soon be adding the R to my pal. Oh, I should also note my daughter and her boyfriend. He is not a gunny, add me please, but I got him hooked. We'll be doing both portions of the course, please, Eddie. God, spell check, dude. Like right click in your browser, spell check. This is not,
Hey, not everyone writes for a living.
So
some people are mechanics, some people are truck drivers. They don't need to do this stuff.
Highlights it in your browser. You right click if you see that red underline. You just right click on that, Johnny.
Maybe he's driving a truck across the country, a hero, trying to resupply your toilet paper, and he's speaking into his phone, and his phone's just doing a terrible job of transcribing it.
Good job, Johnny.
It's not bad enough to be Siri. So that's bullshit. Anyway, thank you for writing, John. Let me finish here. Yeah. So I am a milsurp guy and want an FM Browning high power as it is a classic piece of beautiful. What's your thought? What are your thoughts on this pistol, and what else should you consider, spell check, while staying under the say $1,500 mark? As always, keep up the good work and all that you do to grow our community. Thank you, and you need a period at the end.
High power, eh?
Yeah. Nice pistol.
Yeah.
You can get, if you actually want one, you can get FEG 9Ms. I used to have one. It was actually pretty damn good Browning high power clone, and they're more expensive now, but I think they're about $500. They're cheap. When I bought it, it was like $350. Worked okay.
Still have
Finish wasn't great, but it worked.
They did.
Yeah.
So he's saying $1,500. That's not a bad price for a gun.
Yeah.
For
I guess the question would be, what do you want to do with it? Because as a milsurp guy, I think that the high power is a good choice. It's one of the first a lot better pistols. Like 1911 is gonna be round limited. FN high power. It's like, yeah, that's a pretty proper milsurpy but still kind of modern handgun.
And they're a lot simpler than a 1911 too.
Yeah.
No busher. Very easy to take.
Yeah. They are quite a bit simplified. They're not really great shooters. The ones I've shot, like they're not a Shadow or anything like that.
But he's a milsurp guy, so it kind of
correct
makes sense.
Tenda has FN Browning high powers that are surplused. So that's another option if you want like True Blue FN high powers. That's an option.
Yeah.
Where'd these ones come from? Israeli police.
Israel police, yeah. Which is like, oh, that's a working gun. That's not one that was, made somewhere that wasn't like an FN kind of a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
$700, $679.
So I go to Tenda. Anybody else? I looked at SFRC. They did have some.
I think a bunch of people have.
They don't. Yeah, they don't right now.
Yeah, a bunch of people have those Israelis. So FOC's got them. Lever Arms got them. There's a bunch of different places that have those. So
somebody must have brought a whole batch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if you want to spend like lots more, you could get a new one, but they're like $1,000. And I don't think you don't really get the milsurpy. Like but the thing I like about milsurp guns is like getting something that's like nasty and like used, and it's like, yeah, this was used. And I don't really like the idea of getting like a brand spanking sharp new pistol for a design that's super old. If I could buy a new production SKS, I wouldn't. I want something that's old and that's something that has been used.
Right.
I might pay more for something that's got good finish on it if I want like more collectability. That would be nice. But I really would rather get something that was made back in the day for it to be like real milsurp, right?
See, I always kind of wanted a Browning, but I wasn't willing to pay the amount that they want because, yeah, for what the pistol is, that amount of money, I don't think it's worth it. I can buy a Shadow for that.
Yeah, for $675, you can get a Shadow one, and it's a
Yeah.
better shooting handgun in almost all sense of the word.
Right. Again, he's a Milsurp guy, so he might actually. This is what he wants.
And they're like I would probably get one of those Israeli surplus ones just because those are kind of neat.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Thanks everybody for writing in. If you'd like to email the show, send us an email at slamfireradio@gmail.com. So Patreon supporters, we have a brand new one. His name is Chris B. He also sent, by the way, Adriel, he also sent us his address as well.
Oh, okay.
He's supporting the show for $10. Thank you very much. Patreon supporters, if you've not received your patches in the next little while, Adriel, you need to
Facebook
send
me.
it.
Send me a Facebook message or like something.
Okay. And Adriel will send them out to you. Patreon, if you're Patreon E or whatever, it's going to help us make sure that we are able to host the show. So we want to say thank you to everybody who has been a supporter of ours. If you'd like to support us in other ways, you can also visit our website and click on the Cabela's link. If you're going to go to Cabela's anyways, just go to our website and click on the link and they'll give us a few dollars as well. Okay. Shout outs. Adriel, what you got?
Before we get to the shout outs, actually no, I won't ruin the thunder. We got something coming up. That'll be swag, but also raising money for a good cause.
Who is?
We are.
We are?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I'll give you guys the details afterwards.
Okay. This is new. I didn't know.
It's in the works. It's in the works.
Okay.
Actually, we need some listener participation, so I might have to come out with it. Okay, so let's just come up with it.
Okay.
T-shirts with Slamfire Radio stuff on it. That's not like a gray T-shirts that are like cotton and whatever. So nicer T-shirts to help fund the CCFR's legal challenge. These will be available through the CCFR's web store, and all proceeds go towards the legal fund. Listeners, we need a T-shirt design. So we need to know like what colors, what logos to put where. If you got some ideas, let us know. We'll design them up.
So Slamfire is actually going to put a T-shirt on the CCFR website to raise funds. Oh,
correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Why didn't I know about this?
I talked to Trevor about it like yesterday. Yeah, yesterday.
And again, why didn't I know about this?
I don't know. I was waiting for the show.
Okay. So
I forgot about it until right now, and I'm like, what are we saying? Oh yeah, we got that. Yeah. Do I announce that? Oh, I guess I need to because we need it.
Okay. So what are we looking for? Are we looking for like a really cool logo, a new logo for us?
We have a logo, but like what should be on the front? What should be on the back? Because we just have a cool logo, and we've had like our stuff in the past has been like a squirrel with like sights on it, or like that shotgun, or
do we want
like
sayings?
I don't know. I think that I'm not a T-shirt designer, and I think that some of our listeners will have better ideas than I could think of, and I'd love to see or hear about them.
Okay, Dave, did you know about this?
I didn't know about it. Keeping us in the dark here.
I know. It's like we're not important or anything. Like, okay, whatever.
Well,
you guys know now.
Sure.
Yeah, but everybody knows it's not a secret. I don't know.
Finding out from the media.
Yeah. All right. Any other shout outs, Adriel?
Yes, the IITs that help run the Provost shoot. They not help run it, they mostly run it. And I just sit in my trailer and sip on daiquiris. Not really, but figuratively.
Figuratively.
I don't do daiquiris.
You do beer.
Maybe like a nice PC beer, like a nice off-brand PC beer. Yeah.
Dollar beer.
Choice. Yeah. Fuck a beer.
Oh God. Okay. Random Dave, you got a shout out.
Yeah, everybody who's listening, and thanks to the ladies who came on earlier.
Yeah, thanks.
Awesome.
Yay. I'd like to give a shout out to, first of all, Rick Woods for teaching me the fundamentals course that he did like so many years ago. And also because of his knowledge, I was able to give somebody else knowledge at the range this week. And I also, again, wanted to give a big, huge shout out to Steve over at Gabriel Solutions for the amazing new barrel and receiver that he sent out to me. And there's going to be so many people using this over the next little while. I'm sure that, you know, I'll be able to put many more rounds downrange because of
banging the barrel against like cement blocks and getting dust blowing all over it.
Yeah, it looks so pretty right now.
It's gonna be well loved.
Yeah.
How much actual carbon fiber is there? Like how thick is the metal?
You don't know because the front and back have metal end caps on them.
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't taken it all apart yet? No.
I don't think you do. I think that it's like it holds it all together. It's like pretensioned or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hacksaw.
You know what? Yeah.
Angle grinder. Borrow Adriel's angle grinder.
Yeah,
Take
let's
it
do
off
that.
because I want to see what's inside that.
Dave, be quiet.
What?
All right.
I'll go lie down.
Okay. All right. Just want to tell everybody to go and join one of our national firearms associations like the CCFR. Donate to them with their legal challenge. Come out and join us for the September 12th march on the Integrity March in Ottawa. If you're around, I'm going to be there. Check us out on Gunners of Canada. We got a thread over there. We got some people actually chatting on things. And
yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And guess what? I forgot to update the Facebook account this week. So Kelly doesn't really rock, which is in there. And
just go like us on Facebook.
Just go like us on Facebook.
Yeah.
The other thing that we want you guys to do is go out and talk to your city councilors right now, because we do know that the municipal handgun ban is something that's being talked about.
You know, with the speed that they've been doing stuff, I don't know how much of a risk this is right now. It might be like next term kind of a thing. Yeah, we said we do that in this term, but boy, like we're so busy trying to give money away to our friends and getting caught with it and replacing people for ethics violations. We just couldn't.
And they can't ban everything because then they'll have nothing to ban next time.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to say we're going to have the second wave, and that's when they're going to introduce it.
Maybe.
Because why the hell can you do it? They're prologued anyways until September, but anyways. Yeah. But the reality is nobody there. Nobody's going to protest. Nobody's going to be upset. So let's just introduce it. Kind of like an OIC. Yeah. All right.
Probably, but unfortunately, even if they ban them in my town, mine aren't going anywhere. So it's all right. What are you going to do? Bylaw? You're going to bring bylaw over here, and I'm going to go, oh, I'm sorry, what's the fine? Piss off. Like, really?
I don't know what you're talking about, officer.
Oh, no, it's a bylaw. And who gave you my privacy information, and how can I sue them?
That is a great point.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, I don't want people in town knowing. So
yeah. You're not going to post a sign on your front yard then?
Just a picture of me with handguns. Woo.
All right.
Okay.
Anyways.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Everybody, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Say goodbye, Adriel.
Goodbye, Adriel.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for listening.
So if you have any comments or questions for the show, please send an email to slamfireradio@gmail.com. Now go grab a gun and shoot something.
When the talking is over, it's time to get a gun.